Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with SCS. And before we resume our adventures here in the Underdark, let's take a look at the items that we've obtained from Vithel, or Vithel, in the last episode. First we have this Rod of Absorption. It works like a wand, and basically offers us the effect of spell deflection. It's slightly weaker, absorbing 9 levels of spells instead of 10, but other than that it's exactly the same. However, it has a very short duration. It only lasts for 4 rounds, and that is its biggest downside. It also only has 1 charge on it right now, but we will be able to recharge it up to 10 charges, I believe. And even though the usefulness of this item is pretty limited because of that short duration of the effect, I am going to get it recharged and try to get some value out of it in certain situations. And also, this is yet another one of these items that kind of makes you wonder whether recharging was an intended mechanic by the developers, because it kind of seems like this item was meant to be recharged, especially since even in its description it states that each use of the rod expends 1 charge. But anyway, the more important of the two items that we've got is this Skull of Death, and I'm going to direct your attention to its description later on. But for now, the most important thing to discuss is this death spell that it can cast once per day. And having this spell on an item that also any class that can equip an item can use is just great. Like, we basically are going to be able to unleash this spell from like any fighter type that can wear a helmet, as you can see from here. And in SCS especially, now that we've been able to see that mages very often now like to start out with some Mordenkainen swords or just summon some companions during the fight, and having access to death spell just on an item is just great to have, and we're definitely going to hold on to this item and use it in certain situations. And also one more thing, I've noticed that we're kind of running out of space in Edwin's scroll case, so I'm going to move some scrolls out of it. Yeah, this Detect Invisibility we're just going to sell. These ones are going to go to Kirinai's scroll case, and these ones can go to Imoen. Alright, and now the next order of business is going to be making use of these pickpocketing buffs that we still have running on Kirinai, and I'm even going to add 20 more pickpocketing skill on her, so that we have 250, we have the maximum chances to succeed, basically. And this stealing session is actually not going to be too long. We just need a couple of things from Karlig and from Thurndal, and primarily some scrolls. So I'm going to drop the items, of course, as usual, just to give Kirinai some space here. And also, when talking about Karlig, he actually offers very bad prices for most types of items, so you should really never ever sell anything to him. Those are like way below average prices that he offers, whereas Thurndal, up to the north in the Svirfneblin village, actually offers above average prices. Although one thing that I've forgot about was to sell some gems that we have in this gem bag to the Sahuagin priestess once we were in the Sahuagin City of Caverns, because she has even better prices for some stuff. But anyway, let's get on to Kirinai and get us some stuff from him. Let's actually get some freedom scrolls just in case for the future. We want that breach. We want all the stone skins that we can get. Apparently those are going to be 2 copies of the scroll. We don't need most of these spells, but Spell Shield I am going to take, of course. Improved Haste, of course. True Sight we want. Also this Power Word Silence I think Imoen still has to learn. Mass Invisibility she can learn. Prismatic Spray I think all 3 of our mages have already. And Project Image and Spell Sequencer are going to be very useful. And that's everything we needed from Karlig. So let's rearrange our stuff. This can go to Jaheira. This can go to Imoen. This can go to Imoen. And the Spell Sequencer Imoen is going to learn. Alright, and now we need to do some trading. Quote-unquote trading with our Svirfneblin bro here. And as you can see, if you've been paying attention, he has much better prices. Those are actually above average prices. And we are not going to have such good prices for a while now. So as you can see, like normally Roguestone sells for 1500 and he offers 1750. And you know, they are slightly higher prices. And since we are not going to have a merchant offering us the price is this good for a while, I am just going to quickly sell the gems that we have managed to accumulate over the course of our recent adventures. Alright, almost 9,000 gold for that. And we are going to sell this Rod of Absorption and this scroll, and also we can sell some of Imoen's scrolls. She's not going to need that many of them. Actually, this we can use soon. I hope... okay, some of them were stolen. Alright, I'm not going to waste too much time on it. Now we need to just take some stuff, and this is actually going to be some pretty long-range stealing, considering where Kirinai is right now. Anyway, we can get some bolts +2 from him, just one stack of 80, I guess, now that Imoen has been using them. He has, I think, 4 potions of Master Thievery, so we are definitely going to get those. And even the potions of Genius I'm going to take, especially now that we have 3 mages. Whenever we want to do a scribing session, we're going to need some serious intelligence buffs. And also, they are very useful when battling the Mind Flayers, to use in a pinch or to pre-buff with them, not to die from their intellect drain. Protection from fire, we're going to take some secret words. Actually, let's go from the bottom here. Oh yeah, we've sold some stuff to him, so it's not going to be that easy. Alright, so let's continue from the top. We have the secret words. Might even take this minor spell sequencer to just cast it from a scroll. Alright, spell immunities, of course we're going to get those. And here from the particular immunities, let's get Abjuration, of course. I'm not really making use of like improved invisibility and immunity divination combo, but we might take 1 enchantment and maybe 1 evocation. That's probably going to be most of her space here. This can go to Jaheira, this can go to Edwin, and this can go maybe to you. Alright, and Senashira is too far away to get these potions of genius, but anyway, continuing on. We just need a few more scrolls from him. Yeah, these globes of invulnerability. He has multiple of those. I think 3. Yeah, that's it. And you know what? I'm going to take these Tensor's Transformation, because of course a great target for Tensor's Transformation is going to be Kirinai. Once she has access to use any item, she's going to be able to get some cool buffs from Tensor's Transformation. And that spell, we don't need actually all that many scrolls of it anymore, now that we have the Skull of Death, and I am going to take maybe like 2 restorations. Alright, so thank you, Thurndal, for some good business. Yeah, now we're done with that. And before we move on to the gnome village to do a quest there, let's actually get back to this mysterious magical prison of the Drow and do the remaining prisoners here. Most of them are going to be fights, and actually we're going to start off with a bang here, and do a really tough lich encounter. And for that we're going to have to pre-buff. Right, you have your Ring of Regen. Anyway, for the pre-buffs, actually, or preparations, are also going to include some gear swapping, because this lich is actually level 27, and it's one of the spellcasters that has access to high-level abilities. And that might include Dragon's Breath and Comet, a fire damage dealing spells. So basically how we're going to do it here is we're going to give Jaheira complete immunity to fire, with 50% coming from the Red Dragon Scale, 25 from the helmet, and 25 from the shield. She is going to be completely protected, and Anaman is going to be 90% protected, 30 coming from his shield, 40 from the ring, and 20 from the Gift of Peace. And Senashira is going to be relying on her magical buff that she still has active, and it's going to be safe on her because she can have spell immunity to Abjuration. And of course, the Lich being level 27, his remove magics are going to be very effective considering the discrepancy between his level and ours. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're also going to buff up Senashira with some protection from magical energy.
What is it now?
Anomen, what can you do? Let's actually renew chaotic commands on Jaheira and give you some personal buffs, I guess. Oh, and also we need to remove fear. And now we can give you some personal buffs. Senashira doesn't have stone skins anymore or even mirror images, which is a little unfortunate, but she is going to get herself some spell shield. What can you do, Edwin? Can you be useful with anything? Oh yeah, we can actually get ourselves some summons. So let's get the fire elemental. We're not going to be able to get any use out of it later on, and I should have summoned this Uriel servant before giving Anomen his personal buffs, but it's not a big deal. It's one round lost out of his holy power. And yeah, we can give him drop on Holy Might. When it comes to Edwin, I don't think Edwin is going to be too significant in this encounter. However, we are going to haste ourselves and all of our summons, all of our party members. We can chant. And we can get spell immunity to abjuration on Senashira. And also, we can give Daystar to Kirinai. Generally, Kirinai is going to... Oh yeah, I left, of course, all the equipment on the ground, including her potions of invulnerability, and I have to go back for it. Because I really do want to have these potions of invulnerability. There's her stack. Let's quickly re-equip ourselves. Let's drink that potion of invulnerability. And she's going to kind of stay in the back, stay out of the way, I think, in this encounter, but perhaps we are going to move in with her and use Daystar. I am not going to, use the Mace of Disruption on Anomen, because I don't want this fight to, like, end in an instant kill due to, like, a random chance on Mace of Disruption. But the Daystar we are going to use. Just rearrange our stuff a little bit, and yeah, you can hold on to Daystar. All right, so first we're going to use this like chamber, I guess, with a trapped soul here, and that's going to be our lichy dude. So here is Al-Craphor, Diagot. Release. The living shall pay for the undeath of this prison. I walk again. And no matter what we say here, he continues the same way. The living prattle to Al-Craphor. Ah, it has been long since I have heard their screams. I will not waste time with these simian creatures. Come to your deaths quickly, meat children. I have treacherous Drow to deal with. Alright, so let's actually keep our distance for now from him. Let's try to kind of spread out a little bit and see what he has to offer in the beginning here. Alright, so he has a chain contingency with Horrid Wilting, he has immunity to abjuration, he has both Spell Shield and Spell Trap. Alright, Energy Blades, that's one of his high level abilities, but it might not be the last. We'll see what he's going to be able to do. And, alright, so when it comes to his Spell Shield that we have to remove first, let's use Edwin's Pierce Magic, because of course we have to... Oh yeah, first we are going to have to, of course, dispel his illusions, his improved invisibility status. And of course, as a Lich, we have to remember that he is immune to spell levels from 1 to 5, so we're going to have to use that Pierce Magic on Edwin, and probably some scrolls. We only have one Ruby Ray available to us, coming from Senashira, so that's going to be very, very important when it comes to getting rid of his Spell Trap. So we're going to keep Senashira in safety. Let's not get anyone hit by that Horrid Wilting. And yeah, let's try to... Alright, remove magic on Sir Anomen. That's going to be completely effective, probably, so let's just keep him out of the battle here. Our summons, you are not actually doing anything. And yeah, he can do some physical and electricity damage to the Fire Elementals thanks to his Energy Blades. That's basically... Energy Blades are kind of like beefed up Melf's Minute Meteors. You get like 9 attacks per round with them, and they deal some serious physical and electricity damage, and they also are +5 enchanted. Right, that actually wasn't too effective. Madman, being level 20, apparently was able to withstand the remove magic of Al-Craphor, and now he had his illusions dispelled. So now the way is open for us to use our Pierce Magic to get rid of that spell shield. Let's kind of, alright, let's get Kiranite out of there. And let's kind of keep Senashira, who is protected against most stuff that he can do. Let's kind of keep her close to him to maybe occupy his attention. Alright, so Kelban's Warding Whip is going to be absorbed by Senashira's spell shield, and now is the time to cast that Ruby Ray to get rid of his spell trap. And I'm going to have Senashira here. Maybe he's going to perhaps attack, Jaheira here. And our summons were not pre-buffed by Remove Fear, so actually let's at least try to get that Aerial Servant in the range of that. I summoned them after we have already had Remove Magic active, which was a mistake. Alright, so now his spell trap is dispelled, but he still has immunity to Abjuration, and I think what we're going to do with that is we should have some Pierce Magic Scrolls, and we're going to give that to Imoen, who has not cast it yet, and dispel that. And then the way is going to be open for us to breach him. At least in theory, because he probably has some spell triggers, some contingencies that are probably going to renew some protections on him, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, now he's dispelled, and now we can have Edwin cast Breach from a safe distance. Alright, and let's prepare to go in here. Alright, he has time stop. So we'll see what he can do. Alright, he's going to summon a fiend. It's going to be another one of these bone fiends. We're going to have to keep an eye for these cones of cold. But other than that, he casts Greater Malice and protection from magical weapons, which we are going to be able to dispel with our breach. Alright, and he dealt damage to our Aerial Servant. That's exactly what this Aerial Servant is here for, just to occupy the attention of our lichy friend. Our it's actually okay. That's just a fire elemental, not a greater one. But unfortunately, it's been feared for the majority of this fight. Actually, that's Cornagon. Of course, yeah. The Bone Fiends come from the Caco Fiend spell. So the Cornagon can deal electricity damage and can cast Remove Magic and all that. So that's not too good. Let's actually try to get rid of him very quickly here. Let's actually also get Jaheira in there. Alright, then let's see if this breach lands from Edwin. Alright, there it is, and perhaps we can... Yes, we can interrupt Al-Craphor. And he doesn't have too many hit points. Alright, there we go. Aerial Servant and Senashira for the win. Save the day once again, and we were able to deal with that Cornagon in a very effective way as well. So yes! Yes, yes, yes! This went actually very nicely. And he has some useful scrolls, actually. Actually, do you have that summon Nishru? I think you do have it. Yeah, you do have it. Sometimes it's, basically when it comes to her 17 intelligence, I know that she doesn't have Power Word Silence, but it doesn't have that green glow, because when it comes to her space in her spellbook, coming from the 17 intelligence that she has, when it comes to level 6 spells, she is full, but of course when we're going to do a scribing session, she's going to be buffed up to 25 intelligence, so it's not going to matter. But sometimes, you can't be too trustful, I guess, when it comes to that green glow. She can still learn Power Word Silence, but not summon Nishru. And this one is going to go here. And, yeah, also, when we are still buffed up, we should probably deal with Richie, which I think is this chamber. So let's release another troubled soul here. Actually, you can see on Anomen that how Dispel Magic and Remove Magic works, like per source of buffs. So his buffs weren't dispelled, but the haste coming from Edwin was dispelled. Here's Richie. There is no way of peacefully resolving this conversation with him. He's just adamant not to be enslaved again, and is not going to listen to reason. So he is a Githyanki, and he's going to have some pre-buffs. Bad aerial servant, you hit him before he could get his pre-buffs on, man. Alright, Kirnai is actually really far away. We can use your detect illusion, but other than that, we're just going to go in with our physical damage. Unfortunately, he has the... oh wow, Jaheira's acid damage was actually able to interrupt him, coming through all of his mirror images. But anyway, I was about to say that since he has improved invisibility status, we cannot direct single target spells onto him. And unfortunately, we, couldn't reduce his mirror images by casting some magic missiles, but it didn't matter anyway, because he just got completely destroyed. Anyway, now let's show something cool. This should be Revelon, I think. And this is kind of why Jaheira has the Boots of Speed here. Should be able to... Yeah, that's Revelon Strathi. And he really has gone kind of mad or numb, actually, due to his imprisonment. So he's like, duh. And he's going to be hostile and attack us, but there are two ways of dealing with him. We can, of course, kill him, and that's going to give us more experience, because he's worth 20,000 experience, being a level 16 mage here, and that's pretty capable. But we can do something else with him as well. So yeah, he goes hostile. Actually, let's move out of here for a little bit. Alright, he does have improved invisibility. And he also has spell turning, but this should not matter, really. Alright, he cast improved mantle. Quickly, Kiranai. Dispel his stuff, man. Oh, I'm not even detecting... Oh man, I'm not even detecting illusions. That's why. That's why he's not getting dispelled. Alright, a nice spell sequencer there with a double or triple flame arrow. That have dealt some, quite some damage here onto Kiranai. But anyway, I really want to dispel his... Even though she is blinded, she should be able, standing close to him. Alright, now his illusions are dispelled. And now he still has spell turning active, but when it comes to how this is coded, the spell that I'm about to cast on him, it doesn't matter if it actually lands on him. It basically just matters for the game whether it was cast on him or not. And I want him to cast a spell so he doesn't go invisible. Okay, he is going to go invisible. That's exactly what I wanted to avoid, because we only have one heal spell available on Jaheira, and that is what we have to cast on him to cure him of his, like, madness. And have a kind of a different resolution to this whole fight. And I want to avoid a situation where Jaheira is in the middle of casting heal and he goes invisible and we basically waste our spell and have no other way of... yeah, the spell shield, spell deflection, none of this matters. We just need to dispel his stuff. And, you know, we could have just actually used our true sight on Madman. I should have done that much quicker instead of going through all this trouble. Alright, so he cast a death spell to get rid of our aerial servant, doesn't matter. Alright, now his illusion is dispelled. Now he's casting an enchantment spell. We don't really care about all that. We just want Jaheira's spell to succeed. Alright, that's a Greater Malison onto Jaheira. Alright, and the spell was cast, and it was either absorbed by spell deflection or actually... yeah, Jaheira got a free heal because it was actually bounced off by spell turning that he had active. Jaheira didn't really need the heal, but anyway, as you can see, for the game it really matters that we cast heal onto him. Doesn't really matter if it actually lands, but yeah, he's going to be actually able to communicate now. Imprisonment. I have been imprisoned so long. Oh, thank you, thank you. I had lost my mind into nothingness. I am Revelon, I think. It has been so long since I have said my name, since I have taken a breath to say my name. Did you imprison me? I mean no disrespect, but I really don't know. I was exploring and that's all I remember. So of course we would never inflict something like that. I thank you for your mercy. Here, please take this as payment. It is quite valuable, but I won't be needing it. I'm getting out of here and out of adventuring. So we get 15,000 experience for this resolution, so 5,000 less, but we do get a unique item from all this. Who got it? Jahira got it. And that is our old buddy, Albruin, that we know from Baldur's Gate 1. In Baldur's Gate 2 it's not nearly as useful. The immunity to poison, when placed in an offhand, for example, can be useful. Detect invisibility once per day, we have much better tools to detect invisibility. Of course, we remember how useful it was with SCS on board in Baldur's Gate 1, but other than that, it's not going to be too useful for us now. But the unique thing about it is that you actually can't get it in any other way. If you kill him or if you pickpocket him, he doesn't actually have Albruin like on his person. So this is the only way to get this item, and also it's pretty cool that you can actually cure him instead of fighting him. And this is not the last time we will be able to cure madness with the heal spell. But the other situation is going to be much later on in the game. But anyway, that's a cool, I think, lesser known outcome that we can have with Revelon here. And also what I wanted to do is rearrange our equipment now that we don't... Actually, you know what? Let's just stay in this. We are going to need all of the fire resistance equipment very soon.
What is it?
Let's just finish off doing our prison. So we basically have like 2 fights to do. Here we can have Jahira and Anaman in the front. There's going to be a fighter. Also Richie here should have some... Yeah, we're going to loot that place in a second. I think he should have some good scrolls. I think he has improved haste. Anyway, and this Madman Aganalo is... we're not going to be able to convince him that we're not like one of his visions taunting him. How long have you been trapped, man? But anyway, relax and be free. My own thoughts taunt me with freedom when I know I remain trapped. I have seen too many dreams of release to believe. Back to your hidden place in my head. In my head. Yeah.
Yes?
He has a really nice bastard sword. And this is really unfortunate that, yeah, Richie had some cool stuff. And he has a cursed spear also, Backbiter. So yeah, we have another improved haste. We have some more potions. Okay, that's a 20 strength potion. Anyway, here we have Jor the Bleeder, which is a really nice bastard sword with a bleed effect on it. Really nice for like interrupting spellcasters and whatnot. But the one big thing about it is, why isn't it available somewhere before this this place in the game? It could easily be placed in Athkatla or one of the side areas somewhere, so you would be able to get a cool bastard sword much earlier in the game. And the unfortunate thing is, this is yet another example of how the weapons should have been a little bit or spread out in a little bit better manner, I guess, because in a little while, once we gain entrance to the Drow city that was mentioned, in there we can get a really nice bastard sword as well. So you basically get 2 really nice bastard swords very soon, like one after another, instead of having access to that Jor the Bleeder, for example, way earlier in the game. If you had a bastard sword user, for us, these weapons are not useful. But anyway, here's the last guy, Gaunt of Riatavin. And I will not yield. You can never... What? Who are you people? I was facing a group of Drow with my party, and I demand to know your intent. He's kind of aggressive, but if you de-escalate here... and this is one of these people that we will be able to not come to blows with. Yeah, the blasted Drow and his spells must have gotten me. Yeah, tricky lot, those Drow. Very smart to split my party with magic. I hope my fellows fared better than I did. This is a good response here. I have nothing better to do. We might as well fight. But no, of course we're going to let him go. Well, that's an answer that gives me pause. I did not expect to meet friendly sorts in these tunnels. Take care down here. Your charity will find very little appreciation from the inhabitants of this place, as you well know. And he's basically going to tell us a little bit about the environment here, about our vicinity. Yeah, to the east you'll find a group of Kuatoa guarding a bridge. That's kind of a new type of monster that we haven't met before. A nasty lot they are. Also to the north are the gates to a Drow city. I was ambushed by a Drow war party near there. I barely escaped with my life. Or did we meet the Kuatoa? No, I think... no. This is the first time. Anyway, so he mentions a Drow war party ambush near a bridge. And he's going to go his way. He doesn't really have any good loot on him anyway. So, yeah, that's all that we wanted to do here. Alright, here comes our fire elemental. And now we're going to go properly to the Sverfneblin village and explore, talk with some people, and I think the quest that they offer we're going to do in the next episode. But anyway, we can actually loot some of these containers for some minor random goodies. Also, one of these chests, I think this one is locked, yeah. So let's have Kira and I do that. We're also going to rest, I think, before doing the quest that Goldander is going to offer us. This is a cursed ring. And I think those are all of the containers kind of outside.
Nothing to it. Yes. Quickly and precisely.
So I'm just going... oh yeah, I think this chest is also locked. Anyway, we can explore here. We can take whatever's in the chest. And then I think we're going to just ask one question to the innkeeper. Yeah, how is it that you can operate here when there are potential raids by Drow that are very nearby? And generally the Drow leave them be. There's no real interest in wiping us out. Small outposts we are. Still, sometimes they come with murder in mind. More for sport, I think, because they never follow too deep. Peaceful most times, though. Most times. So, anyway, I think I'm going to rearrange my inventory a little bit. Get these gems in order. See if Edwin can identify this stuff. Yeah, that's the cursed spear backbiter that deals damage to you upon making a hit. So we're going to sell that, and the ring we can just identify, I guess, with our glasses. This is yet another discipliner ring that we're going to get rid of. But I think all of that is going to happen in the next episode. We're going to have a nice chat with Goldander, loot some of these chests for some minor stuff, and kill a pretty powerful demon. So for now, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.